I want to talk about Funny Games. This film delivers an unpleasant family and crisis experience that has a great claustrophobic atmosphere. The script is intelligent and all the performances are absolute quality. They actually made a remake starring Tim Roth, which is almost frame by frame the same. And unusually, the remake was made by the same director, Michael Haneke. However, stick with the original version because all round it's just a better film. You'll be very careful when opening your front door to strangers after watching. And I'm not saying Funny Games is like a home security advice film, but it does give you one of the worst case home invasion scenarios. I just love the opening title sequence, which combines a pleasant family drive in the country with classical music playing from the radio, and then suddenly, without warning, the most aggressive thrash metal kicks in, which is so out of place from what's on screen. Simple, different, and effective, just the way I like it. You've seen all the villains from Hannibal Lecter to Mick Taylor in the Wolf Creek films. However, this film excels when the disturbed characters are played very differently from anything else we've seen before. Pure evil with no feeling comes to mind. I'll mention there's two great out of film moments, and I just love them both. I don't want to go into detail, and you'll recognise them when they happen. I actually find it so frustrating seeing parents portrayed as weak and reasonable in a story like this, but in this particular film, Funny Games, it's necessary because if the parents were portrayed as strong-minded and spirited people, the film wouldn't last no more than 30 minutes. It's a dialogue-heavy film that it takes its time and is just absolutely riveting to watch. I've never seen a film like this, and I was pleasantly surprised at how good it is. The cruelty is as it needs to be, and it could have been a great deal worse, and it doesn't go down the rape route of A Clockwork Orange or the horrific early scene in the original Death Wish, but it still manages to give you that uncomfortable feeling of shock and dread. What Funny Games does achieve so well is that it reminds us that whatever your financial situation is or how big your house is, the safe, respectable location you live in or how articulate, kind and physically strong you are, home invasion can happen to anyone, even you. This is a very cruel and disturbing film. Yes, it's an ordeal to get through, and watching the long scenes that take their time and they're paced in such a creative way, it just sort of draws you into the mayhem even more. The early scene in the kitchen is just cinematic genius, and I'm sure the camera doesn't move for the entire scene. Funny Games is a tremendous, unsettling experience. It's not funny, and it is definitely worth 108 minutes of your life. Stay up to date with all my latest content by subscribing to this YouTube channel, Bleeding Critic. If you want to view my videos from the beginning when I started YouTube, check out my other channel, Bleeding Beginnings.